Hello baseball fans, this video is my all-time Rockies team updated through the 2019 season. I'll start off with the pitcher, Ubaldo Jimenez. He had some great seasons with the team, especially 2010 when he made the All-Stars. Catching is Willen Rosario. He also had a few good seasons with the team. Rockies have not had a lot of really good hitting catchers, so Willen Rosario is in a spot for now. At first base is Todd Helton. Great hitting first baseman. You can see on the chart he made the All-Stars 5 years in a row, had 5 awesome seasons in the early 2000s. At second base is DJ LeMayo. He made the All-Stars twice, led the league in hitting in 2016. For more information on these points, check out my Al's All-Time Stat Details video. That's part of my 2018 playlist. At third base, there's a change. Through the 2018 season, it was Vinny Castilla, and Vinny Castilla was replaced following the 2019 season by Nolan Arenado. You can see they both had long careers with the team. Castilla a little bit longer than Arenado. Castilla made the All-Stars twice. Arenado has made the All-Stars the past 5 years, and he's been really consistently great since 2015. Those points they use a couple different metrics, but it's basically the percent better than an average player. So Nolan Arenado has been like roughly 30% better than the average player for the last 5 years, which is phenomenal. So here we have Nolan Arenado now in his spot as the third baseman for the all-time Rockies team. At shortstop is Troy Tulowitzki. He had a great term with the team in this decade, the 2010s. He's my all-time shortstop for the decade of the 2010s because he did so great in the beginning of the decade. He made the All-Stars 5 years in the beginning of the decade. First outfielder is Larry Walker, who was just not inducted, but just voted into the Hall of Fame a few weeks ago. He had some awesome seasons with the team. His MVP year, he had like 49 home runs. He batted in the 360s, just ridiculously great stats. His batting averages were huge when he led the league in hitting. I think he batted over 370 one season. He had some great hitting seasons with the team. Dante Bichette is in the second outfield position. He was a really good hitting outfielder. He played with the team in the 90s, and he made the All-Stars 4 times, led the league in hits twice. And then the final position is another change. Charlie Blackmon has taken out Carlos Gonzalez's spot on the team. It's interesting because usually you don't have somebody beat somebody else on an all-time team where they're basically playing in the same era. Gonzalez started a few years before Charlie Blackmon, and he had some great seasons. He made the All-Stars 3 times, but then Blackmon came on real strong the end of this past decade, making the All-Stars 4 times, led the league in hitting in 2017, and he's still on the team now, so he's probably going to add to these numbers. So here's Charlie Blackmon in his spot. This page is the next 6 best pitchers and 3 hitters who aren't on the starting lineup, but this page is from 2018. I did this whole thing for every team in 2018. In 2018, I spend more time on the accomplishments of each player. So most of the players aren't changed from 2018 to 19 on the all-time team. So if you're curious about any of that and you want to hear more detail about each player, you can check out each team in the 2018 playlist. But you see here the first 5 pitchers are not changed. Brian Fuentes, Kyle Freeland, Steve Reed, Adam Ottavino, and Aaron Cook. But there will be a change. Gabe White was replaced in 2019, and you can see that Nolan Arenado and Charlie Blackmon, they were on the back page for 2018, but now they're on the front page. So we see in 2019, among the hitters at the bottom of the page, Andres Galarraga is still the first spot, but Vinny Castilla and Carlos Gonzalez are now on the back page because they've been replaced, and on the front page. And Gabe White is moved out, and Scott Oberg has replaced him as the sixth pitcher on for the Rockies. So here's the whole team. The starters are on the left, and the next 9 players are on the right. Here's a view of the points by my system for the last decade. The Rockies are unique in that they really had a lot of points in the last decade. Several really good hitters came along that made the team. DJ LeMayo, Arenado, Tulowitzki, Charlie Blackmon, Carlos Gonzalez, and then even among the hitters, Kyle Freeland, Adam Ottavino, Scott Oberg. You see there's a huge difference in the hitter points compared to the pitching points for the Rockies due to the altitude at Coors Field. For a team that's only roughly 30 years old, they have more points. They have a lot more points than the Marlins, which are the same age as them, as far as their hitters are concerned. But as far as their pitchers go, the other side of it, the pitching is based on ERA, the pitcher points, and they have low pitcher points because it's so tough to be a good pitcher at Coors Field, or to have a low ERA compared to the league ERA at Coors Field. This view compares the current all-time team, which is shown on the left, with several players that are on the team or have recently been on the team and might rejoin it possibly, who are shown on the right. And just to see who might have a chance to make the team in 2020. And you see among the pitchers, John Gray has the best chance. He's a starting pitcher. He's had 2 really good seasons with a below average, an ERA that's below the league average, and he's just a few points behind where Aaron Cook and Scott Oberg are. So if he has a good season, there's a good chance that he'll make the team in 2020. Among the hitters, Trevor Story is a star on the team, but Trevor Story has a long way to go to catch up to Troy Tulowitzki at the shortstop spot. Troy Tulowitzki, one of the best shortstops of this era, has 100 more points than Trevor Story, and also the other hitters in the S1, S2, and S3 spots on the second page, they all have way over 100 points too. So it's going to take Trevor Story 4 or 5 years with the team in order to make a spot on the all-time team. So here's a view of the whole team. You see the starters on the left, the other players on the right, and the points in the middle. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please subscribe to my channel. I plan on putting up other teams in the next several weeks. Thanks.